guys, it's new. Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm doing my everyday makeup routine. This video has been highly requested, so I'm going to deliver. I actually posted a very similar video a couple months back, but I figured this would be a good time to do an updated makeup routine. And so I just finished putting on all my makeup. And so this makeup, I usually will do this when I'm filming YouTube videos or when I'm meeting up with some friends. I definitely do not put on a full face of makeup every single day. So we're just gonna get right into it. I'm going to rewind and take you guys back to early this morning when I'm about to put on my makeup. Alright, so my eyebrows are already filled in. That always takes me the longest, so I went ahead and did that first. And I used these two products from Anastasia. It's the powder in medium brown and the brow wiz in medium brown as well. And that's what my brows look like. If you guys want a brow tutorial, let me know and I'll do that separately. So now I'm going to get started on the rest of my face. I'm going to prime my eyelids and my face with the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer and the Urban Decay Primer Potion. So I'm gonna put this on my lid. Alright, so now let's start on the base makeup. I do not use liquid foundation. That's just a preference. I don't like the look of liquid foundation on my skin. I feel like it just moves around throughout the day and it just starts to melt away. So I just really don't like the way it looks on my skin. So I'm going to start with my under eye first. And as you can see, I have very dark under eye circles. So I need a lot of help in that department. So I'm going to be using a color corrector before my concealer. And this is the one from Tilbury. This is the Magic Vanish color corrector in the color 2 medium. And this one is the Chart color corrector in light to medium. So I love both, but I have been really loving the Tilbury lately. So I'm going to go ahead and use this one. And this is a pink salmon color. So this is supposed to neutralize that purple blue color that I have going on under my eyes. And with this product, I like using my ring finger to really warm up the product. So I'm going to put a little bit underneath. You can already see such a huge difference with just color corrector alone. Some people can get away with just using color corrector and then moving on, but I like to put on concealer on top as well. So that's just one layer of color correcting, and it's just, I think it's a huge difference. So yeah, now I'm gonna put the same amount on my other eye. This eye is usually the eye that has more darkness underneath, so I have to work a little bit more with this side. Alright, so now I have color corrector on both sides, and I think it already did such a great job at brightening up my eyes and really canceling out that blue-purple color I have going on. So now I'm going to go in with concealer, and my favorite concealer of all time is the Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer, and I have two shades because I like to mix and match depending on how my skin looks like throughout the year. So I have Ginger, which is a little bit darker, and then I have Custard, which is a little bit lighter. So I love this concealer because it's full coverage, but it gives you a very nice natural finish. It's not too heavy and it feels very lightweight on. So I love this concealer. I always repurchase this. So I'm going to go in with the darker shade first and then put the lighter shade on top and just kind of blend it all together with a beauty blender. So I already damped this blender and I'm just going to be putting this on underneath my eyes, and I also use this concealer to spot correct some blemishes around my nose and just other areas like that. Okay, so this concealer did a pretty good job at concealing my under eye circles, but there's still a little bit of darkness peeking through, especially on this side. This side is just the bad side altogether, so I have to work a little bit harder. So I'm going to be putting on a little bit more concealer just on that dark line right here and a little bit over here, but I'm not going to be smearing it everywhere like I did the first round. I'm just going to be really spot correcting that line and just kind of bounce my beauty blender on top of that area. So I'm going to go in with the lighter shade and put a little bit on that line right here. little bit better now. See, when I look down, you don't see that anymore. Alright, so now to set my under eyes, I'm going to be using the RMCA No Color Translucent Powder. I've been using this for years and it looks like I barely even use it. It's still pretty full. I love using this because it sets my under eyes without adding any more coverage or color. Whenever you put a powder on top of a liquid, it's automatically going to turn a little dark, but I love that this stuff doesn't do that. It just mattifies everything and that's what I want. So I love this. The only thing I hate about this is the opening. It's very messy, so what I do is I actually just put a little bit into this empty Olay moisturizer jar and I have just been dipping my brush into this. So that way it's not going to be messy and just, you know, having white powder fly everywhere. So that's what it looks like. I just have some powder in here and I'm going to be using this brush. This is supposed to be a contour brush, but I use it under my eyes because it just fits nicely right underneath. So I'm going to dip a little bit in here and then I pat the under eye area. I'm not going to wipe it, I'm just gonna pat it because I don't want to wipe around my concealer, all our hard work, so I'm just gonna be patting it in. And see how it just mattifies it, but it does not add any more coverage. I love it and it makes your concealer last all day. Alright, so now I'm going to go in with powder foundation and I'll be putting that all over my face. My favorite one right now is the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Skin Finish Powder Foundation in the color 245. And I love this because it just blurs out my face. I think it is marketed as being a blurring foundation, and so it just does a really good job at just hiding all your imperfections, really blurring out your pores and just making you look really flawless and airbrush. So I am obsessed with this powder. This is like my third one already, and so I'm going to be putting this on my face with a flat top brush. Again, just patting it in. I don't really like to smear around my makeup. I just like to really push it into my skin and make sure that it's in place. Okay, so powder foundation is done. Now I'm going to go in with bronzer, and I'm using this one from Tilbury. It's the Airbrush Bronzer in the color 2 Medium, and I'll be putting this all over my face. I use this for everything, not just bronzing, but I use this to contour, and I also use this as eyeshadow. So actually for eyeshadow, sometimes I use the Hula by Benefit, so depending on my mood, I just interchange these two. So today I'll probably be using this one for eyeshadow and this one for the rest of my face. Okay, so for blush, I love using this one during the fall season. It's from Milani. It's their Baked Blush in the color Rose de Oro. And this is a really beautiful rosy shade and it has a little bit of a sheen to it. So I love using this on my cheeks, and because it has a little bit of a sheen, I skip highlighter on my cheeks, and I normally do that in the fall and winter season. I don't really put a lot of highlighter on, but I will always put it in the inner corner of my eyes. So we'll be doing that last. So for blush, I just put it on the highest part of my cheekbones and it just blended upwards so that it lifts up my face. So now for the eyes, I'm going to put some bronzer on my lid. I don't use eyeshadow. Sometimes I'll use eyeshadow if I'm going to a special event where I need to look a little bit more glammed up, but for the most part, I just use bronzer and just put that all over my lid, and that's literally everything that I use. Because this is just a simple everyday makeup, I don't really need a lot going on my lid. Just a little bit of definition is all that I need. So I find that bronzer does the job. Alright, so now whatever that I have left on this brush, I do a light contour. I'm not the best at contouring my nose, so I just do a little bit, whatever that's left on this brush, nothing crazy. So I just do this and I just kind of go down on the side and kind of go up here too, kind of all the way to my eyebrow. And I find that when I do that, it makes this area look a little bit thinner. Now I'm going to take a smaller, more precise brush and do the same thing, but just right here underneath my eyes on my lash line. Because I don't use liquid liner. I have given up on liquid liner a long time ago. Again, I'll use it if I'm going somewhere a little bit fancy and I need to glam up a little bit more, but I'm not going to fuss about that for everyday makeup. I'm just not going to do that. So this adds a little bit of definition to my under eye area without having to use liquid liner. And I feel like with liquid liner, on me, it looks a little harsh. And so I just prefer to skip that. Okay, now going back in with that fluffy brush and just kind of blending everything together. Okay, so now time for mascara. I'm going to be using the Huda Beauty Legit Lashes Mascara, and I'm going to curl it first. And when I curl my lashes, I have a method. I like to curl it in 3 different areas: the tip, the middle section, and the root, so that it creates a nice curve versus an L shape. So starting with the tip first, holding it for a little bit, and then going into the middle, and then the root. And at the root, I hold it for a little bit longer. Perfect. And that creates a nice curve. So that way it really holds up the curls and it looks more like a curl instead of it just being an L shape. So this mascara has a volumizing side and a lengthening side, so I'm gonna go in with the lengthening side right now. Okay, so now one side is done, and I just love this mascara. It just does such a great job at separating my lashes, lengthening it, and it gives it a little bit of volume, so love this mascara. Okay, so mascara is finished. I don't put any mascara on my lower lash line, so just the top. And now we're gonna go into the lips. So for lips, I'm going to be using these 3 products. So first is the lip liner. This one is from Milani in the color All Natural. And then for lipstick today, I'm gonna be using this one from Tilbury. It's in the color Hepburn Honey. This is a very pretty nude color. And then for lip gloss, I have this one from Maybelline. It's their Lifted Gloss in the color Stone. This is a good dupe for the Fenty Gloss Bombs. So this is a really pretty mauve nude shade. I love nudes when it comes to lips. Alright, so the final step here is to put a little bit of a highlighter on the inner corners of my eyes. So I'm going to be putting that on with my ring finger. Alright, so we are done. This is the final result. I'm going to take off my hair clips. Alright, so this is the final result. I hope that you guys enjoyed watching. I am by no means a makeup artist. This is just what I do and it works for me. So I hope that you guys found it helpful. And if you did, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos like this, and I will just see you guys in my next one. Okay, bye guys.